Hi everyone, this is Pooja again, and I'm going to be talking about an interesting research again. And this was the one where they found that EFT reduced the cortisol levels of the body. And this is very fascinating. Why? Because we all know that when there is a stress, whether it's real or imagined, our body prepares for the stress, and it's important. So the cortisol is secreted and other things happen in the body. There are changes in the biochemistry, and our body prepares for the stress in order to deal with it. Now that is totally fine, and the body deals with it, and the stress is over, and your body is supposed to come back to a normal level. But many a times, because of acute and chronic stress, what happens is that the cortisol level keeps going on in the body, in the sense it keeps getting produced in the body and doesn't stop, which means that the cortisol level doesn't go down as it should after the stressor is over, which can be real or imagined. And in that situation, EFT can really help, because when you tap, then your stress level goes down, and this is what this research is about. So this was about re-examining the effect of emotional freedom techniques on stress biochemistry, a randomized control trial, and this was published in the Psychological Trauma Theory, Research, Practice and Policy Journal in 2020. Now this study is a replication of another study which was done by Church, and in this study it examined the changes in the stress biochemistry, psychological distress symptoms in 53 participants, and these participants were randomly allocated to one of the three interventions, and each intervention lasted for 60 minutes. Now the first intervention was EFT, the second one was psychoeducation, and the third one was no treatment. And there was a symptom assessment which was done to assess the psychological distress symptoms. The method used was to measure the salivary cortisol, and this method was used 30 minutes prior to the intervention and 30 minutes after the intervention to test the cortisol level. Now the original study by Church found that the EFT group showed, quoting the article, statistically significant improvements in anxiety, depression and overall severity of symptoms, and there was a decrease in cortisol around 24.39% as compared to the psychoeducation group, which was 14.25%. Now the results of the present study, which was a replication of that study, showed that there was a further reduction in cortisol, even greater than the original study, and it was 43.24%, which is almost double. But one of the things was that the results did not have similar features to the subjective reports of psychological distress. But what they found was that there was this reduction in cortisol, 43.24%, as well as the reduction in cortisol was lower than the psychoeducation group post-intervention, and the cortisol level in EFT group was lower than the no treatment group. So this is a really great study, and you can look it up in the link that's provided in the video.